Hi, I'm Nick, and this is John. We're Realtors.
And this is the Google Autocomplete interview.
What does a realtor do?
That's a loaded question.
That's for sure. Mainly play therapist, you would think, and keep people from jumping off of the bridge. Long story short, was to help buyers and sellers achieve the goal of home ownership or successfully selling a property. And certainly comes with numerous hurdles and obstacles to overcome, but that's what we're here for. What factors affect property values? Oof. Namely location, which is what the oldest adage in the real estate business, right? Location definitely drives value more than anything else. But with that being said, condition, upgrades, improvements, kitchens and baths, namely. But again, location is the biggest driver. You take this one house, you put it in 5 different neighborhoods, you get 5 different values. So location's the biggest one, no doubt. What is a buyer's versus a seller's market?
Ooh, good one.
This is a good one, yeah. So essentially, this is a way we measure supply and demand in our industry, and we use a term called months of inventory. But essentially what that means is if you took all of the homes in the market right now, you said there's no more new homes that can hit the market, how long until the current inventory is gone? And based on the average pace of sales over the last year, that's months of inventory. And less than 4 to 6 months is considered a seller's market. More than 6 months is considered a buyer's market. And we've firmly been in a seller's market for quite some time now.
Oh boy. What credit score do I need?
I'm glad you got this question.
It's a great question, and my answer would really be to defer to a great local lender, because there are so many aspects to the equation of being pre-approved for a mortgage. What program should you go with? What price range should you be looking in, and are you approved for? So the greatest answer is get connected with a local lender who can walk you through the whole process and look at your individual scenario.
Is that a long-winded answer for I don't know the answer? Or
no, it depends on the loan program.
No, it's true. I just wanted to give a little shot while I could.
Okay, great. Thanks, pal. What is earnest money? Earnest money is a deposit or money that you put down upon an accepted offer that binds the agreement, and assuming all goes according to plan, on closing day, it goes towards your down payment and your closing costs. However,
how do you protect that puppy, John?
Well, that's where I was going next, Nick, is as long as you don't waive these protections and these contingencies, it's protected based on your home inspection contingency, your ability to obtain your mortgage, and then, of course, obtaining your mortgage and having clear title come closing day.
It's a pretty good answer.
Thank you.
Nailed it.
Can you pull that?
Ugh.
What are closing costs? Closing costs are costs aside from the down payment that the buyer has to bring to closing on closing day. Sometimes there's a credit from the seller. And the closing costs can range from attorney's fees, lender's fees, recording fees, first year's homeowner's insurance, setting up the escrow account with insurance and taxes. And then
courier fees, all that stuff.
All of that. Yeah. Sellers will have their own broker fees, tax stamps to the state.
How many times can you say fees in one answer?
Quite a few, apparently.
Drinking game.
Yeah.
When is it a good time to buy? I'm a firm believer that it's a good time to buy whenever the time is right for you. That might sound like a cop-out.
It's definitely a cop-out.
It's not a cop-out, though. It is certainly important to make sure that you are comfortable with the mortgage payment where it is today based on your current interest rate, your current income. And if it makes sense, then I would say it's almost, I don't want to say it's always a good time to buy because it's really a personal decision. But if you intend to stay there for the long term and you're ready to set some roots down, long term and historically, if you spend 5, 10 plus years in that property, historically you're going to do very well. So I would say if you're ready to take that step in life and the numbers make sense, that's when it's a good time to buy. Should I order a home inspection? Yes. Next question. In all honesty, yes, you should order a home inspection. I think this may sound like a shot at other realtors, and it's not really intended that way, but I think people got too, they used waiving home inspections as a crutch to get their offer accepted. I'm very proud of the fact that over the last 3 or 4 years, in these crazy market conditions, we had very few buyers actually waive home inspections. There are other ways to make your offer attractive, and you just never know what's going on behind walls, in the attic, foundation issues, septic issues, well issues. It's something that is, I would never recommend a buyer do it, especially first-time buyers. Never waive a home inspection.
I can tell you we had plenty of buyers actually do a home inspection and then say, boy, I'm glad I didn't waive that.
Absolutely. I mean, we had one seller recently that said they want to sell because they bought without a home inspection with another agent, and they are just up to their eyeballs with repairs and whatnot. So, I mean, it's the best money you can spend, and if that seller's not willing to accept your offer with a home inspection, just, know it's not meant to be. Keep moving on, and you'll find the right house at the right time. How do I save for a deposit? I would say almost like you save for anything else. I mean, it's not easy, but the more structured you can be, whether that's automatic, transfers from one account to another over a time period where you can set aside money for a down payment. There are certain first-time buyer programs out there where you actually don't even need a down payment. You can finance 100%. And other options available are like FHA, 3.5% down. Some conventional products start like 3%, usually 5% and up. But there's definitely a myth out there that you need to have 20% down to buy a home. Is really not the case. But again, as long as you have money in a little bit of a nest egg to handle potential repairs, upkeep, maintenance, things like that. I hate seeing buyers put every last nickel and dime into a property and not having money for those incidentals that are sure to come. How to buy with super.
Need help?
How to buy with super? With supper?
So how do you buy with super? So in Australia, people can buy investment properties by taking from their superannuation. And it has to be the investment property. It cannot be a primary residence.
I feel like this is a setup.
It was one of the highest Google terms.
I had to Google it.
So-
It sounds to me kind of like when people will borrow from their 401k here or something like that.
Okay.
How much should I put down? Great question. And it's going to depend on your individual situation, because some programs you're going to put 3% down, 3.5%. Some you're going to put 25% down, 50% down. Sometimes you might pay cash. It depends on finding the right balance of where you're comfortable as far as cash out of pocket at closing, and also finding the right balance with where you're comfortable with the remainder on your mortgage payment.
How much did you put down on your last home, John?
How much did I put down on my last home? I put 10% down on my last home.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I've done everything from 3.5, 20 plus, depending on where you're at, if you're turning over other properties and whatnot. But yeah, certainly, again, big misconception they need 20% down. Not the case.
Absolutely.
You need help there, buddy?
Yes, please. How is the listing price determined? So typically, a realtor will meet with sellers and they will go over recent sales in the area. They'll go over other factors as well, such as you were talking about the absorption rate, determining the market, the inventory. Take all of that information, have a conversation with the seller, talk strategy, pros and cons of listing at the bottom of a range, mid-range, top of the range. But ultimately, the seller's the boss, and it's their decision.
I think it really pays to work with professional too, because you kind of also need to know where the market's going. If you're looking at comparable sales from 3 to 6 months ago, the market conditions change very quickly. So you need to have somebody who knows the market inside and out and kind of can foresee not only where it's been, where it's at, and where it's going.
Are real estate commissions negotiable? Absolutely. They're negotiable. A seller should sit down with a realtor to represent them and go over the list side fees. A buyer should sit down with their realtor who's going to represent them, go over their fees, but they're absolutely negotiable in every aspect of the transaction.
Another recent hot take that we've been seeing, especially with all the news out there in the industry right now, is that real estate commissions were not negotiable, that brokerage fees were set. Completely not the case. We've got years of data from our local MLS showing that they are definitely not fixed and they are certainly negotiable. So yeah, there's really nothing new. That's not a new stance whatsoever. That's the way it's always been.
They always have been and still are always negotiable.
Why Slocum Home Team?
Ooh.
There's so many reasons as to why Slocum Home Team. Mainly because you get to work with a guy like this who's just, salt of the earth. We've got a long track record here in the local community, 75 plus years. 75 plus. April 15th was our 75th anniversary. We've got over 600 5-star reviews across Google, Facebook, and Zillow. We believe that every home is someone's castle, and whether your home is a $100,000 property or a $2 million property, we treat everyone the same and certainly give it the respect that it deserves.
We're here to look out for your best interest and make sure that you have a true professional protecting what is oftentimes our client's largest investment in life.
Did you guys have fun?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was a great time, yeah.
We're still supposed to be holding this board up.
All right, thanks, fellas.
Oh, you want to do it again?